Hello once again, my friends. I hope you're all doing well. I'd like to welcome you to yet another video. I want to talk today about Star Trek and my fellow modelers. I showed you recently the Kronos One, the 1/350 scale from Polar Lights, the brand new kit. And as promised, I was going to show you the, when I did the unboxing of the model, I was going to do the unboxing of the lighting kit, but I didn't want the video to be, 3 hours long. Because I do want to give these kits the respect that they deserve. So my friends, without further ado, check this out. We got the lighting kit for the Kronos One, and I love that they offer this. I mean, regardless, I was going to light mine anyway, but this is the official lighting kit from round 2, and hopefully it's screen accurate. So why don't we go ahead, we're going to take it over to the desk where there's more light and there's more room, and I'm going to show you guys the companion kit to the 1/350 Kronos One from Polar Lights. Okay, we can see it in better light over here, and this is the Polar Lights Star Trek. This is the Kronos One lighting kit. This is compatible with the 1/350 scale kit by Polar Lights. And I showed you an unboxing for the kit, and now we're doing the lighting kit. So bring your model to life with authentic lighting. And I love, you can see the inside of the chiller grill, lit green, and looks absolutely gorgeous. The ends of the box, you can see this is Kit MKAO55M-6. And the same thing on the other side, the other end of the box. On the end of the box, there's a little bit of information. Take the 1/350 scale Klingon battle cruiser model kit to the next level of realism that plain plastic cannot deliver. A brass photo-etched sheet provides crisp window openings for either model and includes detail parts for the Katinga. All wiring plug-and-play circuit boards and 38 LEDs comprise the battery-powered light kit. It features solder-free assembly and includes colored clear plastic parts finished set to supply vibrant color lights that alleviate the need for paint. And that's what's on this side. So looking at the other side of the box, it's the same thing, but it's written in a different language. I'm not sure if that's Spanish or French, but it's the same exact thing. Checking out the back of the box, you can see the photo-etch piece that they were referring to. This is 38 LEDs, and look at the green, the nacelles, and we've got the impulse engines. Look at the engine, the impulse deck. Love it. Compatible with the Klingon Katinga model kit and the Kronos One model kit. And let's see, the obviously it was 2023 release because we've been waiting for it. So let's check it out. Let's actually open it up. I've shown you a couple model kit lighting kits in the past. When it comes to the 1/350 scale Enterprise, we've done quite a few of those. And I've shown you the lighting kit for the Discovery Enterprise. I've shown you the lighting kit. Yeah, there's a few offhand I can't remember, but let's take a look at this absolutely beautiful model, and this is going to be so fun to paint. I love the color schemes on Kronos One. Okay, so when you open up the box, you can see everything is laid out, and the first thing we're going to notice is look at all of the lights, the plug-and-plays. Now, a while ago, I had done the 1/350 scale USS Enterprise, the 50th anniversary, and I did the lighting kit in that. And if you guys have done that kit, and you're familiar, these are the same exact kind of lights, and they have the alligator clips that go into the circuit board. Kind of a lot like the, if you're following my channel, we're doing the Titanic build in the 1/200 scale, as well as the Enterprise D from Fan Home, and it's kind of the same thing with the plug and play, plug into the circuit board and the LEDs. So, let's see. You can see the circuit board. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open this up. So a friend of mine, Nathan, if you're watching, Nathan had asked about the pattern of the blinking of the lights, because there is a circuit board that we can get. It's not coming to mind. I'll put it up. I'll put a picture of it. But for a relatively inexpensive price, if the lights sync up to the original Enterprise or any of that circuit board, it'd be a lot cheaper to get that. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to put a couple of the lights in, and we're going to try to actually check out the sync and how the lights blink and the pattern of the blinking. So right now we need 3 AAA batteries, and I like the Duracell. And look, we just happen to have 3 left. Okay. And just like that, it's ready to go. There was no screw for this. And there is an on and off switch. It's on, so I'm going to put it off for now. And as far as I can tell, it only comes with this circuit board. So that's it. Taking some of the lights out. And let's see. I might actually be able to plug these in without unraveling them all. Yeah, I don't want to unravel it, but you know what? Maybe if I take this and I move it down. And I'll put it, let's say we'll put it right here. That way there we'll still have the, actually I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Yeah, that's a lot better. That way there I'll plug all of these in, but we'll still have some kind of coordination or neatness, because I don't want to just scramble them everywhere. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and we're going to start putting them in. Even without the instructions, guys, you can see they're coded. Like this one is H, and and there's no H on the board. Okay. All right, there's B, C, D, E, F, G, J, and L. There's no H, but there are X's. So if those are extra, we'll put those into that. All right, what's this one? This one is E. So this is going to go on to the E. There are a couple of them that are connectors. All right. So there are some connector ones. All right. So let's take the M. Okay. So we got the circuit board filled, and again, I didn't go through the instructions yet, but let's go ahead and turn it on. And see, there is one that had come out already. That's an H. So Nathan, if you're watching, let me put the the lights where you can see them. So we're going to have the blinks, the blinking lights. And I'm wondering if those are going to be the ones that are blinking on the nacelles, the ends on the bottom. Hopefully you can see those. And then when it comes to the blinking lights, we have the green lights are blinking. Now I don't understand why the lights for the, if this is going to go inside the nacelles, I don't know why they would be blinking, because those would be constantly on. There should be 4 of them. Okay, so there's not. So this one is not blinking. And there are, so there's a total of 6 of the green lights, the LEDs. So 3 are blinking and 3 are not blinking. I don't know if they're not connected yet, because there are a couple of, like the K, there are a couple of clips that just haven't gone into the circuit board because I ran out of places to put them. So the other blinking lights, let's see. Incidentally, these white LEDs are blinking in unison with the green LEDs. So let me just kind of put it where we can actually see all of the lights. So these lights are blinking faster. They're going on at the same time as these 2 LEDs. And they're going off faster. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish looking in the rest of the kit and in the instructions, and then we're going to go through the lights and the instructions to see what actually each one does and see how we can actually fix it. But we have some clear plastic parts. Ooh, look at that. And if you guys remember, when I was showing you the model kit, this looked like a windshield, and it was clear. See, in the model kit itself, all the pieces that are clear are absolutely clear. They're not colored in any way. What this does is it gives you, you're going to have that red glow for the impulse deck. We're going to have the red glow for the impulse engines in the back, as well as that glow for the torpedo launchers for the forward and the aft. So that's a nice touch. And we have we don't have any beacons, so I guess all the beacons are going to be clear that are going to be blinking on the ship. But that is the clear, the colored clear parts. So I noticed right away when we look underneath, you can see the this one, knife. We've got the Photo-etch that they were talking about. Look at that, huh? All right, let's take a look. What do we have? You can see some of the detail. I know what they were talking about now for the crispness of the lights, because you can see this section, and what this section is going to be, it's going to be for this area, right in the front of the ship where the Cobra head is. You can see some of the little detail of the lattice work, and I wonder if that's what is going to go along here, especially at the end of the neck where it connects to the hull. You got some more of the small little detail work over here. And if you guys may or may not know the kit, the kit itself does come with Photo-etch. And they also sell an aftermarket kit for the Photo-etch, because the decals, they're made in a way where they're almost like foil, and they're meant to replace the Photo-etch. So if you can't afford the Photo-etch set, and I haven't been able to, I just couldn't afford to get that as well, so I'm going to rely on the decals in the kit. But there is an aftermarket Photo-etch set specifically for this model. I just can't afford to get it. But this is the Photo-etch that comes in the lighting kit. And what else we have in here? Lastly, it looks like we have the instruction sheet, so we'll learn a lot from this with the lights. So the lighting kit, assembly instructions, Polar Lights Kit MKA 055M-06. Star Trek, love it. And those of you that have worked with these kits in the past, you can see, to start with, it has kind of like a parts list. You can kind of check everything. And you can see the battery pack with the circuit board, and in case the letters, or you're not able to see them, it does have the letters on the plan. So A is the main power, B is in the cell, so we should have 4 of those, and I'm wondering if that's one that blinks or not. I'm going to put this back on and we're going to check it out. Okay, so A is the power supply, and that should be A, and that doesn't actually plug in, that's soldered to the board. So B, we should have 4 of the B's, and those are actually a single LED with the clip. And let's see, it's funny because there are not 4 openings for the B. You know, I'm wondering if I'm missing a well, I guess it only comes with 1 circuit board, but it seems like I have more plugs than plug outlets. Anyway, we're going to have 4 of the B for the nacelles. Then we go over to C, and they have clips at the end of that, so maybe these are going to power other lights. So this is C. Do we have C plugged in? Yes, we have C plugged in, and that is for the hangar bay. So there'll be 2 of the larger LEDs, and there are 2 of the small. Looks like those could be maybe 3 or 4 centimeters, and these could be 2 centimeters. Let me see if I can actually find them. Yeah, all the wires are it's like a pile of spaghetti. It's tough to go through. Moving down, part E. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't got to that yet. Part D would be for the lower hull, and that's only, you got 2. See, if you guys understand the way the Polar Lights is, instead of having 1 long wire branching off into 2, they actually make it where the wire ends and there's a bulb where it needs to go, and then the placement of another wire with another LED, and they kind of do it that way. Kind of like the first time I learned about this was when I did the 1/350 scale Enterprise, and we did the hangar bay. It was the same thing. It was like a zigzag, but all the lights ended up lining up. So E is the bulkhead. Again, we've got the 2 LEDs with the 1 clip. The radiator, and there should be 2 of those. Now I'm wondering if that's going to be for the impulse deck. That's going to light up this. I'm wondering if that's going to be I would think that the bulbs would have been red, but maybe because the plastic is colored. So then we have the lower head, and I'm thinking that this would be the bulb around the Cobra head section. And you can see there's a clip here and there's a clip there. So what I think is these are going to actually feed another set of lights. That's why when it's all said and done, everything will be plugged in. And then you can see on G, we've got the side spotlights. And there should be just one of those. And do we have G plugged in? I don't remember if we plugged in G. It doesn't look like it. But anyway, I know it can get confusing, especially when it looks like this, but as we follow out the instructions, everything will fall into place. Then we have the rear. Let's see, that's J. And I wonder if that's for the back of the impulse decks, where you would have the two impulse engines and the rear torpedo launcher. Then we have K, and it's more of like a zigzag. You can see they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LEDs on it. And that's for the upper head. So that would be for the section, the Cobra head section, around the bridge area, officers' quarters and things like that. Then we move to L, and L are the flashers. And I don't even know, did we plug in an L? Yes, we did. So the flashers are on right now. So I'm not sure what that is going to be. K, the upper structure, again, and let's see, L is for the flashers. There's 2 of those. And finally we have M. And with M, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 LEDs, but notice how far away they are, and they're kind of grouped together. So that's going to be going into a section that's specific for these wires, and that's M. Let me see if that's everything for the parts list. Okay, I think that's it for the parts list. With the wires anyway, showing the wires, the electronics, the circuit board layout, and the plan. So as soon as you open it up, you can see they have a schematic for the ship. And what we're going to do is the compartment is going to go into there was kind of like an open area inside the model kit, and that's where the battery pack is going to go. And they're going to they must keep it where you can open it up, because you have to get access to the batteries. And you can see the placement of the bulbs. So it's going to be J that's going to light the impulse engines. We've got B going towards the nacelle. E, and I'm not sure, that must be a flasher. Or on the bottom of the ship, 2 of them. And the same thing with the D's, because there's no lights on top. And the other side has the other B. Plan ahead. Install the wires in sub-assemblies as you build your model. The lights cannot be installed after the sub-assemblies have been glued and completed. Mask the clear parts appropriately when painting. So we got to keep track of everything. Kind of like we did for the Enterprise. The 1350 build with the lighting kit. Carefully bend wire leads of the rear weapon LED bulb. For best results, bend only once. Guide wires B, E, and J through the aft hole in the interior compartment. It shows you how to place all the wires. Before starting assembly number 5, to aid in painting, cut away the walls from part 4 and attach to part number 8. Then continue to step 5 assembly. Paint the hangar bay housing assembly before inserting part number 4, which is a 103 assembly. So you can see the section. So this is the hangar bay assembly. I'm sorry, I was referring to it as the impulse deck. And I'm thinking that once this is complete, we're going to be able to remove this, because we have to be able to get to the battery compartment. You can see the bottom of the forward section. You can see the lights that are going to be lighting the windows around the area, as well as the torpedo tube. And see how I was telling you guys on how you would use a wire to feed another wire. We've got the clip at the end, and this one is F. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug K into the F, and that's going to illuminate the top section of the Cobra head. You can see the H for the sides and C with the placement of all the wires where the clips are going to feed the other wires. Find further assembly and paint notes at the Round 2 Model Kit Development blog at collectormodel.com. Just enter a search word for the Katinga. Information found there is in English only. And on the bottom you can see the starboard view. Again, you can see the blue, excuse me, the B. The battery compartment. It's pretty straightforward. The plans are pretty easy. Usually all the lighting kits from Polar Lights are pretty easy to follow. So we're going to go over now to the Photo-etch sections. And you can see we got 71 and 73. And it shows you each step on how to make it into the part that you need. So the front section is going to be put into like a box shape. And it shows how to fold it up. And 74 and 75 the same way. And it's going to be folded into the shape that we're going to be using. And you can see this section, how small these are. So these are pretty frail. And this is number 76, and we're going to have to do this twice. Photo-etch is amazing. Whoever invented this stuff, it is just, the detail that it adds is just amazing, and you can see how it's going to end up once it's all folded. For best results, make each bend only once. Refer to the photos on the packaging for Photo-etch shape and placement. And I've done that the hard way. I've learned. When we did the Reliant, I used the Paragraphics Photo-etch set, and making the shuttle bays, I bent it back. Even just twice, it ended up breaking, and I had to glue it. So, yeah, if you don't have to bend it, don't. The window openings in the plastic parts may need to be enlarged to achieve the desired look with the Photo-etch windows, and it'll be easy to just drill a little bit, because don't worry about drilling it. You'll have the Photo-etch that'll hold the shape of the window. Photo-etch windows supplied refine the window openings. They are to be glued to the surface, but slightly affects the accuracy of the model. For best results, paint these parts before installing them. To install the Cobra head window strip, tack down one end of the model using CA glue, and glue the bend of the strip, place across the face of assembly. To install the head bulb window strip, tack it down in the center of the bulb face with CA glue. Then carefully bend the strip around the bulb, pre-bend it once, then apply glue to secure it to the surface. Moving on to the bottom, you can see where we're going to start placing the Photo-etch pieces, and this is really going to bring the detail to life. And I've got a few pictures of the actual filming model, so we're going to use that for reference a lot. And I'm actually going to make a video to give you guys the instructions for the lighting kit as well as the model. And I'm going to also show all of my models of my pictures of the filming model. So you guys can have that as a reference as well. You can see the sections, what we're going to do. It's going to be right along there. Modelers may flatten the area of the bulb beneath the PE strip by sanding or filling the plastic after step number 1 in the building process. This part can be annealed to allow it to retain its curvature. And they're talking about the section that's going to go there. Now, annealing is when you take a heat source and you actually apply it to the Photo-etch, and then it makes it more malleable. It actually holds its shape. But be careful, because it's so thin, you know, if you start to use a blowtorch or something, you could easily melt it. And you can see the replacement of the plastic parts with the Photo-etch. And a strip that's actually going to go around the bulbous section. Let's see what else we got. So we did this section. So lastly, you can see the sections, and again, it's got the circuit board. Plan ahead, install the wires and sub-assemblies as you build your model. Lights cannot be installed after sub-assemblies have been glued, and I had told you that. And this is the top section of the ship. Again, you can see the lights, where they're going to go in the impulse engines. And let's see, it looks like this was the top and this is the bottom. Or actually, it looks like this is the top, I'm sorry. Note the wire placement. And it says read before beginning, and it shows you the symbols. Maybe we should have went to this side first, I apologize. And you can see the symbols. It's going to show the part number, the male plug, a 3mm LED. We got the wire letter. Those are the decals on the wire itself. We got the female plug, which is going to be to power the other wires and bulbs. We've got the 5mm LEDs. We got the connected plugs, and we have the 5mm straw hat LED. The set has been specifically engineered to install on a 1350 Klingon Katinga Kronos One. Lights included represent all lights shown on the filming miniature used to produce the film. So according to this, everything that's in the film is right here. That's going to be lit up and flashing. Review the bulb locations as you construct your model and give forethought to place bulbs and assemblies as you build. Standoffs are built into the model to properly position the bulbs. Modification of the kit parts may be necessary to install the lights in a manner that alleviates the need to mask the clear parts in a few cases. Be sure to test the lights as you work. And that's another thing I found out the hard way. Always test the lights before putting them in, especially into permanently gluing them. This set does not require knowledge of electronics as long as the full attention is paid to the instructions shown here. When attaching the LED bulbs to plastic parts, use CA glue or epoxy. Handle the printed circuit board carefully and grip it by the edges to ensure the integrity of the solders. Wires can be unplugged from the PC board by gently wiggling the plug. Do not pull it by the wire. As you work, check the wiring of each sub-assembly to ensure it's working correctly before final cementing. And again, you got to do that. Kit parts were injected in black plastic to prevent light from penetrating the parts and most seams. They've been engineered to block light. However, some may still require putty. Again, what we're going to do with our model is on the insides, we're gonna light block it, but we're going to use the stuff that I really like. If I can. I don't know if I have a can available. Here it is. I love using the metallic finish from Rust-Oleum, and it actually gives a reflective surface on the inside of the model, and all the light's able to bounce around. Some may still require putty to complete the light block. Red clear parts are included in a set to provide better quality of color for the lights. The photo-etch parts, the details and proportions that our injected model plastic cannot achieve. It is intended to be used by experienced modelers. The parts included in the sheet can be used to replace the parts in the kit, but note that some modification might be required and that the photo-etch parts may have no positive locators. Use appropriate tools to manipulate the sheet. For best results, make each bend only once. Use CA glue to fill and glue into place. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And the other note of interest, the part modifications are necessary to properly light the bridge tower. Substitute clear part number 117 in place of part number 212. Carefully remove the raised circles, shown in gray here, from the part shown. The sides and back of part number 117 will need to be painted in order to block the light. So that's what we'll do. And you can see the sections that they're talking about. And again, you can see the starboard side of the ship. And I do believe that that is the instruction sheet in its entirety for you guys. And again, I will be posting videos to share the instructions so you can pause it if you need to see it, as well as the model kit. And I'm going to include photos of the filming model to help. So when it comes back to this, again, we have all of the lights. And again, there are sections that aren't plugged in, but they're actually going to be plugged in to the ends of the other sections. All right, here's a perfect example. Hopefully you can see that. So that's the female, and there are several of the lights that have that, and then they're just going to plug into the new sections. So again, Nathan, if you're watching, my friend Nathan had asked me if I could do a demonstration just so he could kind of get a feel for the blinking effects. So I hope this helped, buddy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and when you get your Kronos One, if you decide to get the circuit board, it was at HDA Model Works that had it. I hope you have success. And by the way, buddy, you're gonna love this model. All of you guys that are Star Trek fans, especially if you've had the Katinga 1/350 scale, you kind of have an idea or a feel of how this kit's going to go together. I think they're the same exact mold. Obviously, there are two different ships, they're different classes, and they're different sizes. Star Trek the Motion Picture, the Katinga, was the advancement of the D7, or the Klingon battle cruiser, and that was the first time we had seen them. In Star Trek VI, this is the flagship of the Klingon Empire, and this is what carries Chancellor Gorkon. So this is a much more impressive ship, much larger, more powerful, and a totally different ship from the Katinga. But I believe that the molds are the same, and I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to show both of the models at some point, just to show you how similar they are. But anyway, my friends, I guess I've rambled on enough. I hope this helped. And those of you that are curious about the lighting kit and what it came with and how the lights sync up with the blinking, I wish you luck with your models. And as usual, I thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the kind words. And until my next video, I'll talk to you soon. Kapla.